Hi, hello, my name is Jade and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we're re-dyeing my hair. You think, Jade, it's fine. I did refresh it last week, but it is not dark enough for what I want. I want it to be dark, so I'm going to try something. I have no idea if it's going to work. I got Vampire Red, and I'm going to put a little bit of green in it. I have this and this, and I'm going to see what happens. I've seen some people say that it like neutralizes it. I've seen some people that say that it deepens it. I have no idea what's gonna happen. Am I gonna regret it? There's a good chance I will. Do I care right now at this moment in time? No, I just don't want it so bright. I want it to be a darker red. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna mix it up and I will come back with it's done. Okay, I made it. Looks pretty much black in this lighting. I promise you it's not. It's just really dark red. I love it. It's what I want, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it works. So I'm just gonna slap this on here. It's not like a real crazy dyeing experience. I'm just throwing it on there, and I kind of wanted to take you guys along for mixing red and green Christmas colors. So I wanted to know what would happen, so I'm gonna take you guys along because that's how we got this, and everything keeps falling because my husband has so many different types of cologne in here. So yeah, I'm just gonna slap this on, no rhyme or reason, just going with it. I'm hoping it makes a difference, just that it's darker, because I want darker hair. I don't want like straight up red hair. Well, I mean, I want red hair, but I want dark red hair. Like I want Vampire Red, which is the color that I got, but it's just not dark enough for me. I mean, the other day, to be honest, I was thinking about dyeing my hair brown. Who am I? Brown? So, trying to appease the hair dye gods and the mental health gods, because I am struggling. At the time that I'm filming this, last week, a old friend of mine passed away, and the grief that I'm dealing with is quite hard. It's a lot deeper and harder than I expected it to be, but it is pretty bad. My mental health is pretty bad. It wasn't even just the death. I've been having a hard mental health time for a while now. I did end up changing therapists. I'm not sure if I've talked to you guys about that yet. So I have a new therapist. I've seen her 3 times now. Not really sure how much I like her, but it's a girl, and I'm going to push through it and see how long it'll take before something happens. I was with my last therapist for almost a year before I decided to switch. I'm not going to make that mistake again this time. Yeah. I went to the doctor today because it was my wellness exam, just like an all-over wellness exam, which I thought would be my first appointment with her, but it wasn't. She just like talked to me and was like, okay, you established care now. Now we have to make a whole new appointment to talk about any of your symptoms or any of your health stuff. So that was kind of annoying. And yeah, honestly, I felt very not listened to at all. Because I came in telling her that I am having increased heart palpitations and I feel like worse than ever. I'm dealing with a lot of almost passing out constantly. And she kind of pushed it on the rug. She's like, you're young. Normally that means nothing. And I was like, yeah, I know, that's great. I'm on propranolol for it. And I was like, it's not working. She's like, take more of it. And I was like, okay, I get that, but I have to be really careful because I already have really low blood pressure. I'm on really low blood pressure I'm not on. I have really low blood pressure. So I have to make sure that my blood pressure is in a certain range, according to my cardiologist, or my old cardiologist, to take it to make sure that I'm not going to drop it too low. She's like, no, you're fine. You can take it. You can take it like 2 or 3 times a day. And I was like, okay, but it's not my blood pressure, and that's like mainly a blood pressure medication. And she's like, no, you're fine. It's like, okay, whatever. She's like, are you anxious? And I was like, I do have anxiety. And she's like, oh, that's why you have like heart palpitations. It's anxiety. And I was like, okay. She's like, so you're dealing with these like almost passing out episodes, right? And I was like, yeah. She's like, and you haven't gone to the emergency room about it? She's like, I find that so hard to believe that you haven't gone to the emergency room. And I was like, well, I have, but I also don't go to the emergency room as often as I would actually want to, because they treat me like this. They tell me it's anxiety, and I don't really want them to sit here and tell me that it's anxiety, because it makes it harder for me to trust my body. And she's like, so it's anxiety. You're not actually having this. And I was like, okay, whatever. And she's like, oh, and your blood work is completely all normal. I was like, but my cholesterol's really low. And she's like, no, that's normal. Okay. Is it normal though? Because it's like really low, and it's the good cholesterol that I'm low on. She's like, no, you're normal. And I was like, okay, if you say so. And I was like, I'm having issues with my eyes. And she's like, well, did you see the doctor that I sent you to? And I was like, well, you sent me 2 referrals, one for the glaucoma and one for the neuro-ophthalmologist. And the neuro-ophthalmologist, that referral had the same name as the glaucoma specialist. And she's like, oh, well, that's not what I did. So you need to call TRICARE, which is my insurance, and figure out why they sent it to the same person. And they're both still active, so that's going to be a you issue. And I was like, okay, that's great, but I'm still having, like, eye issues. She's like, well, you have that referral. So she ignored my eye stuff, and then I was talking to her about my medication, because she lowered one of my medications without talking to me, because I take metformin twice a day, 750 milligrams. And she told me, she's like, why are you on it? And I was like, because I have PCOS. And she's like, you know, that's not how we treat metformin. I was like, oh, well, you know, that's what my gynecologist put me on not even a year ago. She's like, well, I'm a certified women's doctor. I know what I'm talking about. I was like, okay, I didn't say you didn't. I was just confused because you didn't, like, we talked about my medication the last time I was here. And I told you that it was 750 milligrams twice a day, and then you put a referral, or you put in a, like, prescription for just once a day. And she's like, well, I want you to do it once a day. I was like, okay, well, that's fine, but could you tell me? And she's like, yeah, well, it's not a, so the only reason that you would ever be on 2 times a day is if, like, you're trying to conceive. And I was like, well, you didn't ask me if I was. She's like, well, you're also not dealing with a fertility doctor. I was like, okay, whatever. So she's like, this is what I'm telling you to do. I was like, okay. And then she's like, oh, by the way, no caffeine at all, ever. She didn't ask me if I drink caffeine. She's like, no caffeine. I was like, okay, well, I really don't drink caffeine. She's like, well, any caffeine at all, bad for you. Don't drink it ever. You're not allowed to have it. I was like, okay. And I was like, what do you mean, like, no caffeine? So, like, no green tea, no soda. She's like, nothing. Energy drinks? No more. I was like, I didn't say I drank energy drinks. You didn't even ask. So I was like, okay, so no caffeine at all? She's like, yeah, that's probably why you're having heart palpitations, because you drink a lot of caffeine. And I said, I don't drink a lot of caffeine. You didn't ask me. She's like, well, as a young person, I know that you do. And I was like, all right. She's like, yeah, palpitations are nothing. I was like, okay. So what about my pre-syncopine? She's like, yeah, it's just your caffeine intake. And I was like, I don't drink caffeine very often. I drink less than a cup of coffee a day. Most of the time, I don't even drink a full cup of coffee. Like, it's less than a cup of coffee a day. So it felt like she just kept, like, pushing me, like, trying to make excuses for what I was dealing with. And she wasn't listening. Every time I tried to say something, she would interrupt me and talk over me and like, well, I'm a doctor, I know what I'm saying. I said, you didn't say you didn't. I'm having concerns for my health. And you're making me feel like this is the reason that I don't go to the doctor. This is the reason I don't advocate for myself, because you make me, like, people like this make me feel so stupid. And she's like, well, what we're going to do is you're going to have a heart monitor for 14 days, and then you're going to get an ultrasound of your heart. I said, okay. She's like, but this isn't you going to a cardiologist. I'm not sending you to a cardiologist until I get these results and I decide what I want to do with you. And I was like, what? Like, I'm telling you that I'm having issues. I've been to a cardiologist before. I was seeing a cardiologist regularly. I'm having these issues, and you... Okay, whatever. I was like, do you even... Like, my whole thoughts are like, do you even know how to read this stuff? Like, does this make any sense to you? Like, so I'm passing out and dealing with such heart palpitations that I can't, like, see, or, like, it messes with my vision, and then, like, the world goes gray and black for a second, and you're telling me that it's up to you to decide if I'm bad enough to see a cardiologist? Weird. Just weird. It's like pulling teeth from her to try to get her to let me see a specialist for things that's wrong. And, like, I was seeing so many specialists in California, and, like, I kept trying to give her the records for my last primary doctor, but she doesn't want them. And I'm like, look, if you get these records, it'll explain, like, why I need a cardiologist, why I need a neurologist, why I need to see a GI doctor, because I have something on the top of my stomach, that causes issues eating. I also have issues with, UTIs and stuff, and that needs to be looked at. So it was just, I don't know, it felt kind of awful, because she was like, well, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, and I was like, okay, can I see a specialist? She's like, no, I don't think you need it. Okay, but you're not doing anything. Like, it takes 4 months for me to be able to see you. And I'm dealing with vision loss right now. And the referral you sent isn't doing anything. So please, just help. I hate dealing with her. She's not nice at all. I don't feel listened to at all. My husband's like, well, at least, like, she's doing something. I was like, yeah, she's telling me that, like, it's my problem and I'm fine, and this is why I never speak out. This is why I refuse to go to this is why it took me so long before I decided to go to the doctor, because I don't feel listened to. I don't feel heard. I feel talked over, and like I'm stupid. This is a military doctor, so she's in the military. So her schooling was shorter and whatnot. I don't know how it works. I've been told that military doctors, their schooling is shorter and faster so they can get in and be a doctor. Is that true? I don't know. All I know is every time I deal with a specific just a military doctor, they don't seem to care. Like, the first one I ever saw, she refused to give me my medication, my mental health medication, because she didn't think I needed it, even though, like, she's not the type of doctor that could have prescribed that one, because it wasn't just an SSRI, it was like an antipsychotic. But she wouldn't let me get back on it because she didn't think I needed it, and she said that I had to be on birth control, and I am not the type of person that will be on birth control. And then I see this one, and she's telling me that, like, no, I can't just ask for a referral because something's wrong. She has to decide if she thinks what I'm dealing with is enough for me to get a referral. And yeah, we did an echo, and it was okay. She's like, yeah, you're normal, you're fine. So we'll get you that Holter monitor, and I'll decide if you need to see a cardiologist. But yet, I'm, like, fighting to pass out at all times. Like, right now, I'm feeling like I'm gonna faint. And I haven't had any caffeine today. I've had heart palpitations. I'm not anxious. I know the difference between anxiety and heart palpitations. But apparently I don't. So I'm just a little frustrated. I also don't understand why she won't take my information from my last doctor, but she just won't. She doesn't want it. It's pretty disheartening because I have all these issues that I know need to be talked about, and that, like, it took me a long time to gain the courage to talk to someone about and get help for, and I'm being shut down again. So guess I'm just gonna go blind, because she doesn't think I'm bad enough to get help from low vision, which you're not an eye doctor. So I just feel awful. I feel awful. Because I can't drive, because I can't see, my vision isn't good enough. I also dealing with trying to stay conscious more than I'm just conscious. And like my eye hurts. I have a lot of pain. I told her that I needed to talk to her about eye pain so that I could see like someone specifically, not for glaucoma, because the people here don't care that yes, my eye pressure is high, but not enough for them to care. And she just didn't care. She didn't care. And it takes me 3 months to get in to see get into an appointment with her. And my husband picks orders soon, and we'll be leaving in less than 2 years. We might be leaving. We might stay. We might leave. I don't know. And at this point, with the way that they're treating me with like getting in to see appointments, I kind of do want to leave, but I don't want to leave because I like the area. I don't like the area. I like where my house is to stores that I can like get food when my husband is gone. But yeah, my hair is done. I'm gonna let this sit. I'm going to do all the fun stuff. I also have to get more blood taken. Because she told me, she's like, oh, well, we checked your hormones and you're fine. And then she's like, okay, we want to check your hormones again. And I was like, I just said that they were fine. She also wants to check my magnesium or something. She wants to check a few different things. So I gotta get the blood test again. But I'm gonna let this sit and do some stuff. And then I'll rinse it out and show you guys what it looks like. Before we go, I also want to talk about the like metformin thing a little bit more because that was weird. So the rooms are set up that like, say that this is the room. Honestly, this is about as big as the room was. Just a little bit bigger. It was probably just a little bit bigger. But there was a door at the back of the room. There was a door at the back of the room, so like say where that poster is, there was a door. And there was another patient, like in the connecting room. So I could hear her talking to the patient, and I know the patient could hear. So there was like a door right here, and there was a room. It was like 2 rooms connected to each other, but a door was closed. And so I could hear everything she was saying to the person behind me. So I know that that person could hear everything she was saying to me. And that lady had PCOS as well. And she told her, you're taking metformin right now once a day. You're supposed to be taking it twice a day. That's what we do for that's what we do for PCOS. But like not even 10 minutes before that, like 2 minutes before that, she was telling me that we don't do that treatment for PCOS anymore. You're not even supposed to be taking metformin at all. But yet the woman that is dealing with the same thing that I'm dealing with, you told her that she's supposed to be taking it twice. And you just changed mine without even telling me until I picked up my bottle that I'm only supposed to be taking it once. Like, I was just frustrating. That and like, why am I hearing every single thing? Like, they weren't talking loud. They were talking at a normal pace. I could hear every single word perfectly. I was like, there's no patient confidentiality at all. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't happy. It was hard because my husband's like, oh, it looks like she's like caring. She's gonna help you she's gonna get you a cardiologist. And I was like, she's not getting me a cardiologist. She's getting me a referral to get a procedure done. Like just a test done. He's like, no, she's a cardiologist. And then she came back and she's like, I'm not sending you to a cardiologist because she could hear us. I'm sending you to get a test done. And then I decide if I think you need a cardiologist. Which, so weird. So weird. I'm very grateful for doctors, but I'm also at this point so over feeling like I'm the idiot. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna finish cleaning this up. Okay, I just woke up not long ago, and this is the color that my hair turned out to be. It's a lot darker than it is on this video. It looks really bright on the video. It could be the lighting, but it's actually a lot darker. Let's go. I know this isn't the same lighting that you saw the hair from yesterday, but I'm not sure why it's looking brighter. But it is darker. It's not personally as dark as I wanted it to be, but it's darker, so I'm happy about that. I'm really surprised it didn't like go, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like, I'm surprised that the green didn't do too much to the color. It's still pretty much a true red. And yeah, I'm happy with it. So thanks for watching my little experiment. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!